All right, we live. Okay, I cannot believe I am doing this, but it is absolutely necessary. This video is an introduction to tarot. I didn't even think I'd actually even end up doing a video on tarot cards. I don't think I will actually even end up doing tarot card readings on the internet, and if I do, I'm about to explain how. I feel like this video is necessary because some people are really abusing the arts of tarot card on the actual internet. It's getting crazy, so I decided to make this video because there are people that are going through things that actually need decent advice, and those people are so lost that they are prepared to go and look for a random stranger that's going to shuffle some cards and tell them this is what's going to happen to you, this is what's not going to happen to you. All right, so an introduction to tarot cards. Sorry, I'm gonna try and make this video a bit more, I don't know, spiritually, and you know, some intense going on over here. There we go. There we go. How's this video looking? All right, exactly. We are okay. Okay, so here's how tarot card works. For you to go to a random stranger and say, hey man, can you tell me what's gonna happen in this area of my life, or just in general for like my zodiac sign for people born in this month, you are lost, which is okay, we're all lost. But you're so lost, you're prepared to go to a random stranger and say, pick some cards. It's like drawing short straws between another random stranger, but this is more complicated. And actually, in the end, this ends up making sense. This universe is more your mind, I should say this reality, than the actual physical matter around you, like the tarmac you're standing on, the sofa you're sitting on, the bed you're lying on, la-di-da-di. If I say, you know, in sci-fi they always say stuff like infinite realities and stuff, you know? How many, like, if I say to you infinite realities, which is true in physics, theoretical physics or not, it is true as far as I'm concerned. How many infinite realities did you think of? I give you 5 seconds. Go on, how many? I bet you probably thought of like 2, okay? When I say 2, including this one, maybe 3, maybe even 5. But like when you think of infinite realities, if it's not Futurama and Rick and Morty doing the, you know, leading like the visuals and how that would look, you wouldn't even think of that many. Like, did you really think of like 6,325,000,000, you know, different realities? No, you probably thought of a couple, and each one is in 2 different fronts. So you probably just thought of one alternate reality. This is where these cards come in, because they have 78 realities. Each card is a reality, and yeah, and it takes your life, and the whole point of you doing tarot is to change your destiny, because you were so particularly lost in a certain area in life, or just life as a whole, that you're prepared to see how your current path in life is heading via the 78 different options, and which one you would like to, you know, I guess, merge realities into, and then leave this reality, if that also makes sense. Or I guess I could say manifest. And then this is where the tarot cards comes in. There's 78 cards, and each card represents a different reality, like I just said. It's 78 of them again. It's also important to know that 7 plus 8 is 15, and then 1 plus 5 is 6, which is geometry, and I'll get into that later. But the actual act of tarot card is to use the act of manifestation via your subconscious mind, and that the cards that you pick, especially for present readings of your life, the cards that you pick represent your life now, and the cards that you pick for future reading represent where you want your life to go. And the cards that you pick in the past for past readings represent where your life was. I'll give you an example. You have, this is the Justice card. It's reversed, but I'm going to hold it the right way. I don't even know which way the video is. This is the Justice card, and the Justice card means, let's find out. By the way, I don't know this thing enough for me to, you know what each card represents, but I've drawn enough cards. It represents equity, rightness, probity, executive, and if it's upside down, it actually means the opposites, or in this case, law in all departments, bigotry, bias, and excessive severity. All right, when you do a reading, you pick a handful of cards. You pick anywhere between as little as, I don't know, 3 to as many as 10 to 15. It depends on the reader doing the reading and their energy. Here's the thing, I've put incense here for a particular reason, actually, rather than just having aesthetic vibes. The bubble wrap is so that the oil doesn't leak onto the chair. There is one more. I guess there's more aspects to what you call it, tarot. Of the 78 cards, they do include everyone, and by say everyone, everyone's group of frequency of consciousness, and that's a very fancy way of saying zodiac signs. So there's 12 or 13 zodiac signs, depending on what you believe in, but this one incorporates 12, and each zodiac sign or each people born in each group of zodiac sign is actually a frequency of consciousness again. So, for example, someone could do a tarot card reading for Aries, and anyone whose frequency is in the band of what is known in the stars as Aries, it should resonate with them because, when you do a reading, for example, and this is what I mean by me explaining me doing tarot cards. If I was going to do a reading, I actually don't think I have it in me to do the readings for every one of all the zodiac signs. If I was going to do a reading, it would be for the following signs: Aquarius, firstly, because I'm Aquarius; Taurus, because it's my moon sign; and Capricorn by extension, because Aquarius and Capricorn are related via astrology. What rules Capricorn or what rules Aquarius used to rule Capricorn, or the other way around, I can't remember. And then also, I guess I should also say by reverse order Leo, because it's the opposite of Aquarius on the actual zodiac wheel. If I do tarot cards, it will be again for those three signs. I couldn't do it for certain signs that I don't even remotely have the intuition for, Again, when you do these tarot card readings, you let your hand glide over each of the cards and you pick up where you just feel like it's the right card to pick up. So, for example, if I pick this card and I turn it over, we have the Two of Pentacles. It also includes everyone's astral form of consciousness, which is a fancy way of saying sorry, again, it includes all the zodiac signs, but this time in terms of elements. So it includes all 12 signs, and each 12 signs are shown as different cards. So, for example, the star represents Aquarius. I think the devil represents Capricorn, and the Hierophant represents Taurus. What else? I think the lovers is Gemini. What else? So you got 12 out of 78 with each card being attributed to that. Then you have the 4 elements of the zodiac. So you have earth, fire, water, and what was the other one? Air. And all of those are in there. So, but each of them are represented as suits. It's like, for example, actually, if we have standard playing cards, so like instead of it's just diamonds, instead of diamonds you have, instead of diamonds, spades, hearts, and the other one you have pentacles, wands, swords, and cups. Cups represents water signs, and water as a whole, because cups hold water, or they hold a liquid, which in this case would be water. The pentacles represent earth, and that is it's a esoteric reason. It was all about the platonic solids and the cube, and something to do with, I guess, the devil in a sense. What else? We have wands and we have swords. Let me just quickly confirm which one represents which. I think the wands represents air. Wands. There we go. Alright, the wands represent fire, and the the sword represents air. It's a weird. I couldn't understand that one, anyways. But yeah, so you usually have. So let's say pentacles, or let's say I pick earth. So in this case, pentacles. You would have a king, queen of pentacles, a knight, and I think a page. So that's 4. Then you have the ace, so that's 5. Then you have from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. So 5 plus 10, that's about 15. You have about 15 per card. 15 times 4 is 60, plus 12 of the zodiac signs would be 62. No, 72. That leaves 6 cards left. All right, let's figure out what the other 6 cards are for. Let's see, 78 cards. I'm pretty sure it's actually in the actual book or whatever, the internet. Oh, I'm hungry. Oh yeah, then you have these ones. Okay. Yeah. How weird. Okay, I guess they also split into, you know, two forms of king. So there's a knight in the page. Yeah, also 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you have a king, a queen, a knight, and a page. Alright, I did not lie. And so you have the greater arcana and you have the lesser arcana. The greater arcana is like it's about 21 or 22 if you include 0 different ways of you know, bringing your reality into those 22 realities. So you have justice was the one that I picked. The magician, which is skill, diplomacy, address, sickness, pain, loss, disaster, self-confidence, will, and if it's a male, then I guess the Aquarius himself, whatever that means. You have, so all the great arcana ones are the magicians, the high priestess, the empress, the emperor, the hierophant, the lovers, the chariot, strength, the hermit, wheel of fortune, justice, the hangman, death, temperance, the devil, the tower, the star, the moon, the sun, the last judgment, the world, and the fool, which is card number 0. And then you have the lesser arcana, which is like of the 4 suits. So I actually forgot what the other 6 cards would be, but I actually managed to do some job anyways. Yeah, oh yeah, I also forgot aces too. I mentioned aces. All right, so all in all, how would you do a spread? I guess I'll do a quick one. I'll just grab some cards and lay them out. This is a dummy spread. So in this card spread, I'm not gonna ask a spirit to come and assist me, but I have the element of, I have incense burning, so I have the element of earth and fire and air. So as fire is the closest element to spirits, if I'm lucky, and incense does actually attract good smells attracts good spirits. And I guess a non-spiritual way of saying that would be that good smells attracts consciousness without bodies. Then if we're lucky, that we would actually have a spirit here. So I don't need to say spirits, you know, do this or that. I would do a quick reading for Aquarius, and I would pick 1, 2, I guess I'll just turn them over, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm doing a 10 card reading, even though you can do 13 cards, but this does the job anyways. Okay, so we'll turn all these over and see. And actually, I'll tell you what, before I do that, it is offset that with the 10 card reading. The first card covers the actual person, the card represents your general environment at the time and the influence in which, you know, is actuated through. The second card represents obstacles. Yeah, and if it's a good card, then it's a good obstacle in itself, and if it's not, then it's a bad obstacle. The third card signifies the best that you can arrive at, or your ideal in the matter, or what you want to make your own, but it's not currently your own. The fourth card, which would be this one, would represent what's this? Something that you can work with and can use. The fifth card represents it's the current from which you're passing away, or what might be of the past matters to something of the past. And the sixth card is something that's coming into action and will operate in a specific manner. So I guess if you want, you could say the present. The seventh card signifies your attitude in relations to the matter in which I'm giving you the reading to. The eighth card signifies your house, his environment, or your house, your environment, the influence, the people, and the events about him. And the ninth card represents his hopes and fears. And the 10th card represents what will come. It's basically the future. It's on this card, you concentrate your intuitive powers, your experience, and your memory. So maybe if I was doing the last card, I'd probably take my time and like feel around the actual card and pick like, and it is quite warm actually, which is my own residue reading. It's also stated that you are meant to have tarot cards for a while, so that your own energy, your hand, the energy from your hands is onto the card. And I guess, yeah, let's see. We got Justice as the first card, we got Ace of Wands as the second card, and we got Wheel of Fortune. This is so far looking to be a very nice spread. Just press. Right, somehow I can't tell if this was reversed or not. We got 4 of Pentacles. We got 5 of Pentacles. 2 of Wands. Mind you, at this point in seeing it, like each card kind of tells you what it is. So first of all, it says 2 there, so it's a 2 of, and there's 2 sticks, so it's the Wands. So it's the fire. Yeah, the fire. Represents fire sign. We have Death reversed, and we have the 3 of Wands reversed, and then lastly we have the World reversed. All right. So if I had to give a reading for Aquarius based on this, I would say that in general, as a general reader, not even including love. All right, let's see. Justice is coming to you. No, actually, I'll tell you what. We'll do this the proper way. So the first card represents your general environment at all the time. Yeah, the first card represents your general environment at the time, and the influence which is actually all through. So if it's justice, then you essentially have equity, rightness, probity, executive. The second card is put across him horizontally, and it represents his obstacles. In this case, Ace of Wands, which is an excellent card because it's essentially like the Ace of the Wand suit, which is fire, and Ace of Wands does what per se. It means creation, invention, enterprise, the powers which result in these, principle, beginning, source, birth, family, origin, the beginning of enterprises, according to another account, money, fortune, inheritance. This is an excellent card for me doing an Aquarius reading because Pluto's about to enter a sign on the 23rd of March. So this is good. It's not just good, it's better for Aquarius people. Aquarius people just happen, it's almost as if the Ace of Wands signifies us, even though the Star card actually is the one that represents us. But you know, from the just the actual reading of the Ace of Wands, what do we have there again? Creation, invention, and enterprise. That is Aquarius, more or less, as a general. All right, and then the next card we have, the third card is the Wheel of Fortune. It says it's the best that he can arrive at, or his ideal in a matter, or what he wants to make his own, but it's not his own as a present. I'm doing this reading for Aquarius and myself through Aquarius people as a whole. Wheel of Fortune is another good card. It represents destiny, fortune, success, luck, felicity. I can't even tell what felicity means without me reaching for the dictionary, so I will not. But I know what the other words mean, and that's a very good thing. Wheel of Fortune for a card representing the best I can arrive at is fantastic, because if the best I can arrive at is Wheel of Fortune, this applies to all Aquariuses. You're okay. Next up, we have the fourth card, which is the Four of Pentacles. Let's go find the Four of Pentacles. My goodness. Where is that pentacle? There we go. All right. We have the surety of possessions cleaving to that which one has gifts, legacy, inheritance. So the actual imagery, despite what the actual reading says, is basically someone just clinging onto what he has, and appreciating it. In this case, by actually having physical possession and interaction with it. It's like someone having all their cars and money and banks around them, yeah, it's not a bad card either. And again, this is the fourth card, so this actually represents it's what he has to work with and can use. As an Aquarius, as me, I have too many things in my own flat that I'm pretty sure I could use. If I had to break them down into 4 categories, I would say the internet, my resources, the amount of stuff I've managed to acquire that I haven't found a purpose for yet. And the third thing I would say is my own intellect as an Aquarius, and this applies to all Aquariuses as well. So, huzzah. The fifth card is it is the current from which he is passing away. Something that is here is now become the past, and it may be of past matter as well, like it would be truly done for. And it's the Five of Pentacles, which ends up being described as it foretells material trouble above all, whether in the form illustrated that is destitution or otherwise. For some cartomancers, it is a card of love and lovers, wife, husband, friends, mistress, also concordance and affinities. These alternatives could not be harmonized. All right, that's a good card. What is of the past? Yeah, this I can relate to that. Anything that I have lost, destitution, anything that I'm now void of, especially awful lot of possession. So it's funny, it's a pentacle card or card of earth. Yeah, but that's the past I am now coming into, as far as I'm concerned, which I guess this is what the Wheel of Fortune was trying to represent. And then the Four of Pentacles in, which is what you currently have. So huzzah. I guess it foretells material trouble above all. Again, the past. It would mention, things like wife, husband, I'm single. If you have anyone in the past that you can apply to, or your present, I guess they're also going to become of the past, which I can also relate to. So there's also that. Then the next card, the sixth card, is the Two of Wands. What do you notice here? Perfecto. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The sixth card is, this is before him. It is the current that is coming onto action and will operate in a specific matter. All right, so this is what's coming into the future. All right, this is good. The sixth card. And the sixth card is Two of Wands. So it's between the alternative readings. There's no marriage possible. On the one hand, riches, fortune, magnificences. On the other hand, physical suffering, disease, chagrin, sadness, mortification. The design gives one suggestion. Here is a lord overlooking his dominion and alternatively contemplating a globe. It looks like the malady, the mortification, the sadness of Alexandra amidst the grandeur of the world's health. All right. So you got this guy here, and these two ones are meant to represent, I suppose, two realities. If you look in one way, he has what was stated as riches, fortune, and magnificence. And on the other hand, he has physical suffering, disease, chagrin, and sadness, and mortification. Mortification is just like when you're mortified, but just like the actual ification of it, if that makes sense. I don't know what this man in this question would have that he has to it's between one thing or the other, but he is some kind of emperor. So yeah. Anyways, this is what's coming up. So I guess if anyone that's an Aquarius can relate to this, that whatever riches is coming along, that probably like Ace of Wands and Wheel of Fortune prophesized, you need to be careful, because it could also come with some kind of physical suffering or some kind of illness. I don't think it's permanent, and some kind of sadness, and I wouldn't know how that would last for. The seventh card is the Nine of Cups reversed. And that is himself, his attitude in relation to the matter. In this case, it's a general matter, so I'll say matter of life. Nine of Cups upside down is truth, loyalty, and liberty. But the readings vary and include mistakes, imperfections, and etc. All right, cool. All right, truth, loyalty, and liberty. Liberty is like when you're freed. I guess it's liberation. But liberty, in fact, I'll just go and find the actual specific version. Alright, define the instance for now, what do you know? Exactly, the state of being free within society, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so you have a guy looking at all of these cups, and he's got his hands crossed. Yeah, it's just a state of being free. And to be honest, I guess, especially any Aquarius that can relate to the past 2.5 years where Saturn returns started, especially if your Saturn is in Aquarius. So I guess this reading is for anyone who's Aquarius is also in a Saturn placement. Yeah, definitely liberation, because it's out of it. It's been out of it since 2 days. 2 days now. I guess it depends on whether you sidereal or triple astrology, but I don't care. And it's out of it. That's the important part. Yeah, so truth, loyalty, and liberation. I don't know who you feel like you have to be loyal to. Yeah, I don't know who you feel like you have to be loyalty to. I would probably suggest being loyal to yourself. Be true to yourself in any sense. And then the 10th card we have is death. Oh, sorry, the 8th card. Hang on a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, the 8th card signifies his house, his environment, and the affair, the influence, people, and events about him. And we have death. And we know it's death because it just says death. There's no like wands or pentacles or whatever. So I'm going to go to death, and death says... end mortality, it's reversed. All right, so end mortality, distraction, and corruption. Instead, you get inertia, I guess is the physics-based thing, sleep, lethargy, petrification, and somnambulism. I don't even know, Christ. All right, I'll Google that word too. All right, so if it's death reversed, first of all, means that something isn't going to die, something is going to come to life, okay? So you have fruition and, yeah, you have fruition and life. Instead of death, it says sleep. So I guess sleep is the cousin of death. I don't think cousin means opposite, but fine. Some you know, she would have liked to wake up from a somnambulism to find herself back in bed. Sleepwalking. All right, so sleep, tiredness, petrifaction. Was man, there's an awful lot of words in here, man. Define petrifaction. It's the process of like when things slowly, like, I don't want to say putrefy, but like it just fossilizes, you know? So, you know, death reverse, things either coming to a slowing to, but in this case it's the opposite as far as I'm concerned. And this is, just to go back, this is the 8th card, and this signifies, yeah, the influence, the people and the events about him. So I think things are the opposite of dying, that they're coming to. At best, that they're in a state of slowing down, but nothing is actually going to end per se. The 9th card signifies his hopes and fears, which is the 3 of Wands reversed. So now we've got to go find Wands. All right, the end of trouble, suspension, or end of adversity, disappointment, and toil. This is a very good card to get for something, especially when I just mentioned that our Saturn return is over. Saturn is not in Aquarius anymore, it's in Pisces. By the way, if you're Aquarius and you're a Capricorn rising, before Saturn was in Aquarius, it was in Capricorn. So the past 2.5 years of Saturn in Aquarius was hell for us, and the past 2.5 years before that of Saturn being in Capricorn was hell for us again. But now it's out, so we're good, and 100%. The 3 of Wands reversed, this is, yeah, it really is the end of trouble, suspension, or end of adversity, followed by the death reverse, which is letting you know that this is what your house is like, things are coming to life. This is, if I'm correct, especially for me, the beginning of the period of 2019, starting and then carrying on. So it's like life was going good, it was going excellent 2019, 2020 up until the end of January, then things just slowly after February 2020 just got worse. Now life is carrying on as if it was the end of February 2020 for all Aquariuses, and things will get better rather than the period is taken where things went back. But things go back in Saturnian energy to teach us a lesson. So just to make sure this thing is actually recording. 27 minutes, I am doing a madness. Okay, and then the last card is the World reversed. All right, the World reversed is, what do we have here? Assured success, route, voyage. Oh yeah, it's reversed. Okay, so immigration, flight, change of place. But if it's reversed, you have inertia, fixity, stagnation, and permanence. Fixity, I should say. All right, let's look at the World reversed. Let's look at, I mean, the World is a fantastic card because you get the world in terms of your materialism or whatever. The World reversed. The World reverse can signify that you want to fulfill a big goal or complete a big project, but you're not taking all the steps necessary to get there. I guess that's why you get things like stagnation and permanence. For me, I'll be honest, if I stop being high all the time, I'm pretty sure I will actually get to doing the things I'm meant to. In fact, actually in saying that, just because... All right. It's a good yaki. It's a good yaki. It's good Zaza. This is oh boy. I don't know if the video can see or not. All right, the words, the key words. Define inertia in terms of just like the actual metaphorical. Inertia, come on, man, come on. A tendency to do nothing or remain unchanged. Yeah, okay. This in particular is good for anyone who's an Aquarius sun and any earth placement, particularly Taurus, because it probably means that you're bloody stubborn, so stop being stubborn. Mind you that the last card being the what is meant to represent what will come. So if you're saying that, you know, if everything I've done is right, and what will come would be, you know, a sure success, but it's stagnation, it's slow, permanence, which I'm pretty sure probably has something to do with the same word again. Permanence. Yeah, the state or quality of lasting or remaining unchanged. Yeah, stubbornness. So this goes to any Aquarius placements with any Earth placements. Like, don't this. You know what? This is actually a very accurate reading. I'm proud. And remind you. You know what? I did this for me because I'm going through some kind of heartbreak scenario. So this isn't just a general reading. Actually, it's a reading for anyone in any love situation. A genuine Aquarius. What do you call it? Reading. A genuine Taurus reading and a genuine Capricorn reading. Yeah, and that's essentially, so that's a decent reading. Giving you a decent example. I've been doing this for 2.5 years. No, almost 2 years. And I feel like, like I wasn't even actually ever gonna post anything to do with me and my own tarot cards on YouTube, but it's crazy the things that people are saying. Like one video was like, your ex is bad. That's insane. That's insane. That's so lazy. I had to get up and do this video. So just in case anyone's going through anything else and they needed a step in the right direction as an Aquarius, this is a decent video for, I don't know, Pisces season, March, at least, if you like, you could take it for this year, because I don't know how often I'll do these videos. I don't have it in me to do the videos at the pace that these other people do, but I would like to think I've given a decent introduction to how tarot cards work, and my subconscious has picked these cards, which what is in you will be outside of you, and as within, so without, so as above, so below, this is what I believe, and if I do things right, I can actually turn this card around by avoiding or stop procrastinating. Essentially is the main video theme to Aquariuses and to myself. So yeah, will I do another video? Yeah, I'm sure I will. All right, take care.